up on Newswatch 18, the president of GSB apologizes to Kansas University for 2 students tweeting racist comments.
We'll give you an up-close look at which businesses visited the College of Design Career Fair.
Madness ensues as the calendar turns to March. I'll have more in sports.
Now have your full weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Newswatch 18.
Does anybody know?
Milwaukee.
Newswatch 18 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 18. I'm Brittany Gant.
And I'm Rachel Lake. So Nathan, how will the weather be this weekend?
Well, we do have a snowstorm that could potentially give us some snow, but we're going to have to look at that closely. Right now, currently in Ames, though, it is 28 degrees, north-north winds at 13 miles per hour, so it's a little chilly. Those clouds are going to keep us not too cold tonight, though, locally across the state, 30 down in Des Moines, just sitting right around freezing, below freezing, and we're not going to get too, again, low tonight. The day planner for tomorrow, going to stay mostly cloudy, maybe a peak of sunshine by tomorrow afternoon, but we're going to be quite below normal. We won't get out of the 20s. I'll have more in your full forecast later in the show. Back to you guys.
The College of Design held its annual Career Expo today at the Memorial Union's Great Hall.
An opportunity to interact with professionals. It's here to try and help them get internships as well as job opportunities when they graduate. Some of the firms aren't necessarily looking for that. They're just looking to interact and interface with students and help build networks. It's a big network. The list of upwards of 1,000 companies that we send invites out to, and then we go through and we make calls to follow up on invites that we send. A lot of them are repeats, a lot of them are alumni, a lot of them.
Students in the College of Design met with over 28 companies around the country in an effort to secure internships or jobs upon graduation. Architecture, landscape, apparel, and graphic design were among many College of Design disciplines represented at today's career fair. Well-known companies included Leah Sophia, Erie International, Hitchcock Design Group, and OPN Architects. For more information about upcoming career events in the College of Design or around ISU, visit Iowa State's Career Management webpage.
The Iowa State men's basketball team may have lost to the University of Kansas on Monday, but 2 Iowa State students might lose even more. The students may be suspended from ISU for racist comments they tweeted to Kansas University basketball player Elijah Johnson after the game. GSB President Jared Knight made a statement Wednesday apologizing to the University of Kansas. He also condemned the actions of the 2 students and said the views of the 2 do not represent the views of Iowa State.
Totally Biased host W. Kamau Bell will speak at ISU on March 4th. Bell will present a comedic topical exploration of the current state of America's racism in a talk here on campus. He is known for comedic PowerPoint monologues that include observational comedy on current events. Bell's show, Ending Racism in About an Hour, will be at 8 p.m. on Monday, March 4th, and will be located in the Memorial Union Great Hall. Admission is free and open to the public.
An exciting play based on a classic novel by Alexander Dumas will open this weekend at Fisher Theater. The story tells of a man who leaves for Paris to join the army, only to meet 3 close-knit friends and fall in love. The Three Musketeers will show March 1st, 2nd, 8th, and 9th at 7:30 p.m. and on March 3rd and 10th at 2 p.m. Tickets will be $16 for adults, $14 for seniors, and $8 for students. They can be purchased at the Iowa State Center ticket office in Stevens Auditorium, on Ticketmaster, or at the door.
The ISU College of Agriculture and Life Sciences currently features in the Iowa Hall of Pride exhibit in Des Moines, Iowa. The ISU section of the exhibit includes video interviews with ISU students about majors, career options, and college experiences. The exhibit also focuses on other activities in Iowa high schools, such as athletics, music, and art. The Hall of Pride exhibit is located in downtown Des Moines. Admission is free for Iowa students from kindergarten to high school seniors.
Trained ISU students are ready to help other students and Ames community members get every cent possible out of their tax return. ISU TV's Kody Pedersen has the story.
tax season approaching, students may need an experienced advisor to help sort through the numbers. Finding that help may be easier and cheaper than paying a hired professional. The Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, known as VITA, was developed by the IRS to help people prepare their own tax returns. Matt Albee, the student coordinator for the program here at Iowa State, says the program is a benefit to the public as well as accounting students.
And we help taxpayers such as students or low-income tax payers within the Ames community. We help them do their taxes for free, and in return, students kind of get a little bit of experience and credit for it.
Worried about Joe Schmo down the hall preparing your tax returns? Student preparers are trained and tested for competence.
Go through an ethics exam, a foreign student exam, a few other basic and intermediate exams, and it's about 10 hours worth of training before students are actually able to work with clients.
There are some requirements to receive the cost-effective aid.
Taxpayers that want help, they have to make income of less than $51,000, and that's like a household income. So we do have couples that come in, and if their combined income's under $51,000, we are able to help them. We primarily work with more of the basic returns, not as much with dividend income and just more complex items like that. But if we do have individuals come in with those issues, we do have some of our more experienced tax preparers help out with those.
Student preparers assisted around 450 taxpayers last year, and that number is expected to increase. The program runs 7 weeks, and the first 4 weeks of appointments were filled within the first 24 hours. Sign-ups for the next 3 weeks start tomorrow at 8 a.m. Walk-ins are limited, and you are encouraged to make appointments online at isuvita.appointee.com. Kody Pedersen with Chrissy Amaya.
Appointments can be made by registering on the Iowa State Business website.
The 14th Annual Iowa State Conference on Race and Ethnicity will be held this Friday, March 1st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 21 pre-selected ISU students will participate in the forum that will be held in the Memorial Union. The forum is modeled after the National Conference on Race and Ethnicity and Higher Education. ISU students will help lead the presentations to share what they learned at the National Conference. The conference is free to all faculty, staff, and students, but registration is required.
A professor in bioengineering, physics, and astronomy will speak on the evolution of the immune system. Michael Deem is a computational theorist who will discuss the methods developed to determine the strains of flu covered in annual vaccine formulations, as well as vaccine effectiveness. His lecture will take place in the Great Hall at the Memorial Union from 8 to 10 p.m. on Wednesday, March 6th. So Kody, what happened in Cyclone sports this week?
Quite a bit, actually. We have some basketball, football, and even some Cyclone hockey. I'll have more in sports. This is Newswatch 18. The Big 12 tournament is just a week away for the Iowa State women, and solidifying their place in the Big 12 standings is a must if they want to make a deep run in Dallas. The 23rd ranked Cyclones entered last night's contest with Kansas in a second-place tie with Texas Tech. Both teams came out hot in an entertaining first half. ISU made its first 6 three-pointers, and an Anna Prince jumper in the lane gave the Cyclones a 5-point lead at the break. Iowa State cooled off from outside in the second half, but were able to methodically wear down the Jayhawk front line inside. The Cyclones' top 3 post players combined for 61 points and 25 rebounds. Chelsea Poppins stuffed the stat sheet with 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Kansas never threatened in the second half, and Bill Fenley's squad exacted some revenge with an 83-68 win. The Cyclones blew an 18-point lead to the Jayhawks earlier in the season. The win keeps Iowa State in line for the 2 seed in next week's conference tournament as they hold the tiebreaker over Texas Tech. The ladies hit the road Saturday. They take on TCU at 4 o'clock. The Iowa State men's team has had a flair for the dramatic this season. Too often, though, the drama has turned to tragedy. Their latest debacle came Monday night in a hotly contested loss to Kansas. The 4th time this season they've lost a lead in the final minute. The loss keeps the Cyclones fighting for their postseason lives. They take the fight to Norman Saturday to face off against Oklahoma. The Sooners won't have any sympathy for the Cyclones as they blew a lead of their own last night to rival Texas. The 2 teams are tied for 4th in the Big 12, and a win for the Cyclones would be a boost not only in the conference standings, but also to their NCAA tournament resume. ESPN bracketologist Joe Lunardi has Iowa State as a 10 seed if the tournament started today. But a weak showing down the stretch could find the Cyclones heartbroken yet again. Tip is set for 12:45 on Saturday and can be seen on ABC 5. The Iowa State hockey team plays in the United States, but the players and their coaches bring an international flavor to the ice. Matt Rhodes has
Although
more.
ice hockey is not a top sport at Iowa State, it has a program that brings in players and coaches from all around the world from different skill levels under one cold and unforgiving arena.
No, I think our style of play, our hockey is kind of like the melting pot of hockey from all over the world. I've been to Russia twice and studied there. I've been to Sweden. I've been to the Czech Republic. You know, I've been all over. So we take different parts. I'm from Canada originally, so we take different parts from Canada and other parts of the world and put them into one package, and that's known as Cyclone hockey.
Coach Murdoch has recruited players from all around the world, including Canada, Finland, and even Austria. While hockey may be thought of as a universal language, each player brings their own unique set of skills.
Well, a lot of the European style is a lot of the same. It's a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of skill involved with it. You notice a lot of the foreign guys, like especially from Europe, have pretty good hands and can handle the puck pretty well. So it just kind of makes the game faster and more exciting.
But it is not just the players who have a different style, it's the coaches as well.
He's got his ways. He knows his systems that he likes to use, that he's been using for years. And back home I had a bunch of different coaches, so it's kind of adjusting coach to coach. And here it's kind of nice when you have the same coach for 4 years in a row. And you learn the systems and they don't change.
Ice hockey may seem the same worldwide when watching it on television, but there are a couple differences that change the play and the pace of the game.
The biggest thing, the players that have played in Europe play on a wider ice, 100 feet wide instead of 85. Actually, the Canadians that we have on the team play on the same size of ice, maybe just a little bit more physical and other parts of the world, so combination of those two things together are good.
I'm Matt Rhodes with Will Musgrove, Newswatch 18.
New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady has agreed to a 3-year, $27 million contract extension with the Patriots. The deal will keep the 3-time MVP in New England until 2017, when the UGG spokesman will be 40 years old. The extension includes a $3 million signing bonus, along with annual salaries of $9 million in 2015, $8 million in 2016, and $9 million in 2017, when he'll be 40 years old. Though other quarterbacks as of late have signed deals approaching twice his salary, Brady has been adamant he wants to play until he's 40 and finish his career with the Patriots, who he led to Super Bowl rings in the 2001, 2003, and 2004 season. Nathan, what do you got for weather?
Yeah, Cody, we have a snowstorm coming up possibly this weekend. I'll have more on that later in the forecast. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch 18.
Thanks, Script.
Verde es asegurarse que el aire en su hogar es saludable para su familia. Asegúrese de hacer una prueba de radón en su hogar. Es fácil. Para saber más, llame al 866-528-3187. Proteja la salud y el bienestar de su familia. Haga la prueba de radón en su hogar. Eso es vivir de manera saludable y verde.
La prueba de radón, la salud la protege. Hazlo verde, verde, verde.
La prueba de radón es fácil. Solo llame al 866-528-3187.
Today, we gather to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. It's a woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
Welcome back to Newswatch. We saw a pretty dreary day today, 31 degrees and for a high, 20 for a low. Normal is actually 38 degrees, so we're a little below normal, and because of those north-northwest winds, we're going to see a few consecutive chillier days, especially in end to February, early March. We're supposed to be warmer than that. Currently right now, 28 here in Ames. Dew points right around 23, so kind of dry out there with a north-northwest wind at 14 miles per hour. Currently across the area locally, 28 down in Ankeny, 28 also here in Ames, 27 up in Fort Dodge, and 30 down in Des Moines. Across the state right now, currently temperatures are 29 in Ottumwa, 27 over in Waterloo, 26 up in Mason City, and the winds again out of the northwest, 14 here in Ames, 8 up in Mason City, and 13 over in Sioux City. So those northwest winds kind of bring in that Canadian cooler air. So we're not going to see March-like temperatures at least until next week, and we do have that storm coming in that could give us some snow, which makes us even harder to get warmer this time of year. 19 for tonight's low here in Ames, around 21 down in Des Moines. About teens, lower 20s, not too bad for this time of year. Those clouds are going to stick around, giving us not too bad of lows. And because of those clouds, we're not going to get too warm either tomorrow. 29 for your forecasted high tomorrow here in Ames, 30 down in Des Moines. So pretty chilly, about 10 degrees below average across the entire state. And that's going to kind of continue, be the headline for the next couple days. It's not until Saturday and Sunday where those clouds start to clear out. Right now, we're socked into clouds. That precipitation that still is lingering across the state that gave us all that snow the past couple days, it's still in eastern Iowa. It's still just dumping snow with an associated low pressure system that just won't move. It's out in Ohio. It's really just kind of stalled out. And thankfully, it's moved enough east that we're not under this, maybe a flurry or two tonight, but we're not expecting any snowfall that's going to accumulate, at least here in Ames in central Iowa. Clouds and radar zooming in, you can see the snowfall actually moderate at times over east in Davenport, but not a flurry, maybe a flurry, but mostly just cloudy skies here in Ames and central Iowa. And that's going to be the story for tonight and into tomorrow. Those clouds are going to decrease as high pressure starts to build into the area. Friday, we're going to see maybe some peaks of sunshine. It's not until really Saturday, though, where we see a good amount of sunshine until we see our next system come in Sunday and into Monday. Monday night into Tuesday. Monday into Tuesday is going to be where our storm comes in, and we could see, dependingly, we could see some inches of snow out of that, so we're going to have to keep that in mind. Clouds stick around tonight, 21 degrees, cool and breezy is going to be the story for us tonight with those north winds, not allowing us to get too warm tomorrow because of those. 28 degrees for your high, mostly cloudy and chilly and windy with gusts up to 20 miles per hour, so definitely want to dress warm tomorrow as it's going to be, again, pretty chilly out there. Saturday, Sunday, kind of the same temperature, but more sun, so that'll be nice to get away from all these clouds we've been seeing the last couple days. Monday's looking kind of dicey. Could see a good amount of snow. Just depends where that low tracks. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we quiet down, back to some sunshine. Thursday, Friday, we I guess warm up to more March-like temperatures in the 40s. Back to you guys.
That's all we have for you tonight. Tune in to Newswatch 18 on Tuesday at 8 for more news, weather, and sports.
Have a great night, Ames, and try not to slip on the ice.